Hey, what is going on, guys? This is going to be another Uncharted video, basically talking about Uncharted 5. Yes, you heard me right. I said Uncharted 5. That sounds really stupid and that sounds like that'll never happen, but it actually is a possibility. So the reason why I say that is because, first of all, let me just explain this whole thing. Naughty Dog has already said that Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is the last game in the series. This will be Nathan Drake's final, adventure. And they said this, when Uncharted 4 was announced. So, we thought this would be the last game. And it is, but there's a possibility that there could always be another one. And the reason why I say that is because, with Uncharted being exclusive to PlayStation, it's been developed only on PlayStation, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4. It's always been a PlayStation exclusive, of course. It's owned by Sony, but it's also owned by Naughty Dog, but mainly Sony, because first of all, Naughty Dog develops the Uncharted games exclusively to the PlayStation, and the PlayStation is owned by Sony. So basically what I'm saying is that Sony can take the Uncharted license from Naughty Dog and give it to another Sony developer, for example, like Sucker Punch or Guerrilla Games, pretty much. So the next Uncharted game could be developed by another studio, partnered with Sony, like I said, Guerrilla Games or Sucker Punch. So Sucker Punch can make the next Uncharted game if Sony were to take the Uncharted license. But, why would Sony want to do that? Why would they want to take the Uncharted license from Naughty Dog and give it to another Sony developer? Here's the reason why they would want to do that. So pretty much, with Sony wanting to get a lot of exclusives to their, PS4, they want to make money, of course, because those games are exclusive to Sony, People are going to have to buy a PlayStation 4 to play those games exclusively to the console. So, it's all about money, pretty much. If you think about it, Call of Duty, Activisions, they always make a Call of Duty game every single year. They want to make more money because they know people are going to buy those games. As much as people say that they're not going to buy it or whatsoever, you just know that people are going to buy Call of Duty because, that's just how it works. That's how pretty much Call of Duty works. When you make something that's successful and, something that people will definitely get every single year, it's just like Call of Duty, people will definitely buy it. It's just pretty much just a cycle. And with Uncharted 4 releasing just 2 weeks ago and doing really well with its selling and whatsoever, if Uncharted 4 beats Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, and Uncharted 3 sells, then it's a possibility that Sony could just take the Uncharted rights from Naughty Dog, give it to another Sony developer because, they want to see another Uncharted so they can make the money from that game. So it's a possibility because it's just all about money, pretty much. It's just, if Uncharted 4 does well, like I said, if it, sells a lot, it does well, then, and if Sony really wants to see another Uncharted just to make the money, then they definitely could do that. It's a possibility. And before I discuss about the Uncharted 4 ending, if you haven't played Uncharted 4 yet, leave the video. If you haven't, you should already play Uncharted 4 if you haven't. Just go play it already if you haven't. But anyways, I'm about to say an Uncharted 4 spoiler, so it's actually the ending, but I'll give you guys 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. You should be out by now, but anyway, so in the Uncharted 4 ending, of course, Nathan Drake is finally retired. He has his own daughter, Cassie Drake, and Nathan Drake goes on to explain to Cassie about his adventures pretty much from Uncharted 1 to 3, what he did from the very first Uncharted game, when he discovered El Dorado and how it was a cursed tomb instead of the city of gold. He was explaining the whole story to Cassie, and he explained it how, he was going to explain the whole story to her on the boat and whatsoever. So, Cassie basically knows what Nathan did before, and ended up retiring finally. So it's a possibility that we could be seeing another Uncharted game, but instead of Nathan Drake, we could be seeing Cassie Drake as the main protagonist. And with this happening, it's possible that, Sony could take the Uncharted license from Naughty Dog and give it to, for example, like Sucker Punch to make the next Uncharted game with Cassie Drake as the protagonist. It's possible. They could definitely do it if they wanted to do it. If Uncharted 4 does really well, if, Uncharted does really well, Uncharted 4 does really well with its sales, people buy it. It's one of the most successful PS4 games, bought from this year whatsoever. If it does really well and Sony really wants to make another Uncharted, they definitely could just take it from Naughty Dog and give it to another Sony developer. It's possible. So I'm just saying all this could be possible. I'm not saying that there is going to be another Uncharted 5 coming very soon or, next year or within 5 years or whatsoever. I'm just saying it's possible. So yeah, if you guys, I'm just saying that it's not going to happen anytime soon, but if it does, it's possible, like I said. Alrighty, anyways guys, so that's basically just what I want to talk about. Like I said, again, there isn't going to be another Uncharted 5 or whatsoever, another Uncharted game coming, but you know, Sony could always, you know, end up giving the license to another Sony developer pretty much, and they can make the next Uncharted with Cassie Drake becoming the next protagonist, and you know, the series can go on from there and whatsoever. So anyways guys, but like I said, no Uncharted is coming anytime soon, so alright. Anyways guys, hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys later.